Hi everyone, it's svgcoop.com with another training video for you using Adobe Illustrator. And today we're going to be creating a wave file that you can use as a border, and then we're also going to create a nice scalloped background for it. So we're going to start with our rectangle tool. I'm just going to click and drag. Oops, I got two by accident. And we're going to change the size. So if you go up to the top, we want the width to be 11.5 inches. And we want the height to be 4 inches. You want to make sure your constrain lock is not locked. Okay. Then grab your black arrow tool and put it on your canvas. Then we're going to grab our eraser tool. And you want your eraser to not be too big. You can see about how big mine is. You don't want it too big, you don't want it too small, but it doesn't have to be set at a perfect size. So you can just kind of see how big that is. Alright, and what I'm going to do is just draw a nice wave going across this rectangle. So I'm going to start, I guess about here, and I'm just going to kind of drag and make a nice wave. Okay? Then grab your black arrow tool, so click off of the image, and then click the top image. We're going to go to Object, Transform, Reflect, and make sure you have it set to horizontal, and you can hit the preview so you can see it and hit OK. Then we're going to change the fill color up here on the top to blue, just so we can tell the difference between the two images. I'm going to drag that down. Okay, now we need to make a duplicate copy of both of these pieces, so I'm going to hold the Alt key and drag away, and then let go of my mouse, and then let go of the Alt key, and that'll give you another copy. And we're going to do the same at the bottom. Hold the Alt key, drag and click, and then unclick, and you will have another duplicate copy. And again, I'm moving it off of the canvas so we can save our originals. Now, click on the top one, and we're going to swap the fill color and the stroke. So the fill is now null, and the stroke is now pink. And we're going to change the stroke weight to about a 22. Then we're going to click on our stroke options, and we're going to round the cap, round the corner. And then we're going to click on the dashed line option. And you want to make sure that you have aligned dashes to corner here. And I have my dash set to 1 point and my gap set to 18. And I kind of like that. So I'm just going to leave that, and I'm going to click then off of the image again. Now what I want to do is I want to get rid of these pieces down here. I want to get rid of this side, and this side. So the first thing that we're going to do is I want to, let's see, what should we do first? Alright, we're going to grab the rectangle tool. We're just going to draw a rectangle that's taller than the height of the edge here. And we want to swap that back so that it's a regular rectangle. We don't want the stroke. And I'm going to change the fill color to a black. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm actually going to select our scallop, and we want to go to Object, Path, Outline Stroke. Okay, and then we're going to go to our Pathfinder, and we want to click on Unite so that it becomes one nice piece. Now what we're going to do is I want to take the rectangle, and I'm going to zoom in here so you can see. I'm going to line it up to half or midway to these circles. So you can see I'm just going to kind of go until I get to the halfway point. About there. And then I'm going to select the scallop piece, and I'm going to hit minus front. Okay? Then we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. So move that over. I'm going to grab a rectangle, make sure it's taller than the edge. I'm going to change the color to black. And then with my black arrow tool, I'm just going to move over until I get to about halfway. And then I'm going to shift select the scallop and hit minus front. Okay? Alright. Now, what we want to do is the bottom piece and the side pieces, what we can do actually is we just want to fill the inside, and we want to get rid of the bottom here because we don't want the scallop. So I'm just going to grab one more rectangle, and I'm just going to kind of drag through here. change the color to black just so I can see. And then I'm going to shift select the scallops here. Actually, you know, let's move it down. We want to move it down so we have a little bit of the border left. It doesn't have to be all of it. We want a little bit left. And then shift select your scallop and hit minus front. Okay, so you can see now we have a soft edge, we have a straight edge on the bottom, left and right. And then what we want to do is we actually want to fill this middle piece. So I'm going to grab my white arrow tool, click off of the image, and then I'm going to click this inside piece, the line right here, and hit delete. So now I have a nice solid scalloped piece. And I'm going to change the color so we can see to a nice orange. And that's going to go great with the pink, right? And I want the pink to be on top, so I'm going to hit Object, Arrange, Bring to Front. And now what I can do is I can line these up, and I have a nice scallop backdrop. Let me change this orange color so you can see a little better to the black. You can see I have a nice scalloped edge backdrop to go behind my wavy border. Zoom so you can see it. So it's like nice because it's a nice addition, so you don't have just a plain scallop. You don't have the plain wave edge, you now have this nice little piece that you can add to it. Now what I want to do with this one is we're going to do the same thing. We're going to switch the fill and the stroke, and this time we're going to make the stroke, I think, even bigger. Let's go with the 40, and then we're going to hit stroke, round cap, round corner, dashed line, same as we did before. We want to make sure it's aligned. And of course you can see now with the same settings, we have much less of a scalloped look. So I'm going to go with about a 36, and then I'm just going to click in the next dashed line so I can see what it looks like. And I think we need to make it a little closer, because if you look over here on the side, we have a little bit of a gap, so let's make the gap 38. Let's make the dash a 2. We need it a little closer, so we're going to make it, let's try a 4. Okay, so now you can see it's closed the gaps on the sides here, which we want because we want to be able to fill in this inside here. Alright, so I'm going to leave that at that. Grab my black arrow tool again, click on the scallop, hit Object, Path, Outline Stroke. Then we're going to hit Union so it becomes one piece. And then we're going to grab our rectangle tool and we're just going to draw a rectangle that's taller than the edge. I'm going to change the color. With my black arrow tool, I'm just going to line it up to about the center of the circles here. And then I'm going to shift select my scallop and hit minus front. Then we're going to do it again on the other side. Just draw a rectangle. Grab my black arrow tool, change the color to black. And again, I'm just going to line this up to about the center here. Then I'm going to shift select my scallop, minus front. So put that little one there. Okay, and one more to go along the bottom. You don't have to change the color, I just like to so I can see better. So I'm going to grab my black arrow tool. And again, this time it doesn't necessarily have to be in the center, I just need it to be where I can still have a total connected bottom. And I'm going to shift select, minus front. Then with the white arrow tool, I'm going to click the inside line. And I'm going to zoom in so you can definitely see that. So you can see I'm just clicking the path on the inside, and you can see how it's highlighted along here. I'm going to hit delete twice, 0, and now I have a nice bigger scalloped look than I did on the one up top. I'm just going to change the fill to black, Object, Arrange, Send to Back, and now I can move my blue scallop, my blue waved edge. I can line it up right where I want it. So you get two different looks based on the size of the stroke that you use and the gap and the dash size. But it gives you so many options to play with borders and that type of thing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut these out and then I'm going to post a picture so you can see how they look. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching and we'll be back with more videos.